rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I boomered it again, didn't I? You did, idiot. He's talking to himself again. Hey, this is what happens whenever you run a professional show around here. Yeah, you boomer it like crazy. Good morning. How are you guys doing? How you guys doing? Good to see you. Good morning. I was just giving shout outs to everybody. We'll start from the top. Good morning, Toy. How you doing, Debbie? Good to see you. Stormy. Oh my gosh, Cynthia. I probably will miss some names here, and I'm sorry if I do. Denise, good to see you. My gosh, good Lord Almighty. And everybody else, thank you so much for coming by, and thank you for coming by last night. That was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad I got to spend that with some really cool people. And there was quite a few that I wasn't able to get every single person on. If I did, I probably would have gone all night. My wife would have had a lot to say about that. She probably would have come and kneecapped me. I'm pretty sure of that. But I also do want to give a shout out to T3 Winning Reality, because those two right there have also been a big part of where I've gotten here. Also, Caitlin Comments. She was one that helped me early on in breaking through to a lot of viewers, and she doesn't even stream. Danielle, Little D, she's another one that if you see him, make sure that you give them some love. There's some really good people out there, and there was, like I said, there was quite a few that I probably haven't mentioned, haven't got to. It's not that I'm trying to avoid them, just one of those where I do get really really, really super busy. There's a lot going on. I didn't realize the more subs you get, the more that you get busy with stuff. So, something going. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Max. I'll definitely check that out. It seems that that picture that you sent me has really got someone up in arms. They want me to remove their image from the internet. I was like, I can't remove your image from the internet. It's not going to happen. Remove it from my stream. No, it's on the internet. It's there forever. Suck up and live with it. That's how it goes. Of course, they don't seem to be getting the message. It's not my fault if your image was used in some fake propaganda. Might want to talk to your peoples out there, because apparently they've already posted your image a couple of times on theirs. It's free and fair market. It's open to anybody to view. If you don't like it, tough titty. Go talk to YouTube and tell YouTube to have that image removed permanently. And until you do that, have fun. I'm not dealing with your bullshit anymore. If you want to continue on, there's a place to do that, and you can take your happy ass over there and go deal with it there. I don't have time for it. Critter feeding time. You'll be listening. Well, excellent. Speaking of people that really have some serious issues, as if we didn't mention this back, whenever the news first broke. Yeah, Biden goes back on his word, pardons his idiot son, Hunter. He promised he wouldn't do it. He swore up and down that it would never happen. Oh, thank you, Megan. How you doing? Megan, just about to start your 48th trip around the sun. Thought you'd stop by and say congrats on the 5K. Thank you so much. And happy birthday, Megan. Happy birthday. You look way too young to be 48 years old. You're kidding with me now. I know you are, but very much so. And happy birthday to you. I think we need to give a little bit of love, a little bit of recognition to Megan for making it, as it is a wonderful thing that you made it. So we'll just show you a lot of love. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I'm glad you made it. I am so glad you made it around again. And thank you for being here. And I hope that you have another 48 or 50 years or 60 years. And I hope that it just keeps on going and you live a long and fruitful and prosperous life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Yes. He had to pardon his son. He would have ratted him out of all his crimes. More than likely. Well, of course, then again, he said that Trump was the little Austrian artist with a bad mustache. Americans were garbage. MAGA was an existential threat to democracy, and also he's sharp as a tack. Another Biden lie. It was announced on Sunday evening that President Biden would go back on his word and issue a full, unconditional pardon to his idiot son, Hunter Biden. In his words, I believe the justice system, but as much as I wrestle with this, I also believe raw politics have inflicted in this process. It led to the miscarriage of justice, and once again, I made this decision this weekend. There is no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will fully understand why a father or president would come to this decision. No, we don't understand why you would come to this decision, being that you've used the Department of Justice to go after a political opponent multiple times. And then when it comes down to your son doing something that is actually illegal and continues to do crap that's illegal, you just give him a pass. So no, Americans probably will not understand, but I guarantee you the left will have a crazy day of saying this. Your mother is part Russian. Ooh, that's nice. 40 years. That's what it is. Some good breeding. 1st of December, 1976. Man, not even. But that's not what Joe Biden told us before. With regards to the question regarding my family, President Biden said in June, I'm extremely proud of my son Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I'm satisfied that I won't be doing anything I said. I'd bide the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him. Yeah. In fact, President Biden piously told ABC's David Muir, who proved his own impartiality 2 months later in that ridiculous 3-on-1 ABC News presidential debate, that the Democrats' acceptance of America's unassailable, apolitical legal system is what differentiates him from the scary orange monster. Democrats believe in the rule of law. Republicans don't. Trump's trying to undermine it, Biden declared. He got a fair trial. The jury spoke. Throughout 2024, the message was very consistent. Absolutely no pardon for Hunter Biden. Not now, not ever. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre repeatedly told the media, I've been very, very clear the president is not going to pardon his son. Even after Hunter Biden was convicted, but not before the election in November, the president was steadfast. I will accept the outcome of this case and will continue to respect the judicial process as Hunter considers an appeal. And not just Joe Biden. Dr. Jill Biden said it too. Joe and I both have respect the judicial system, and that's the bottom line, which clearly they don't. Thank you so much, Jill Helms. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Some breadstick money. They just replaced it with the H in the C. That's right. That's right. You should. Oh my gosh. Every criminal's parents love them. Ask Joe Biden. Yeah, it's crazy. I will accept the outcome of this case. You continue to respect the judicial process. Naturally, hard-hitting, unbiased outlets like MSNBC, which are just as impartial as Muir, were effusive with their praise at the time. But Joe Biden's decision is a correct one. By ruling out a pardon, he is demonstrating respect for the rule of law. He might have been taking pains not to serve as an enabler for a child who has struggled with drug addiction. Which, of course, contrasts quite poignantly while the diabolical shenanigans of the scary orange monster. The president's embrace of the rule of law and this affirmation of the legal system stand in sharp contrast to the former President Donald Trump's behavior while in office. He was quick to use the pardon system as a blunt force tool to get what he wanted, dangling pardons to wavering allies who might be considering cooperating with investigations of him. A truly unbiased media, which rules out MSNBC and ABC News and Fox and all of them, would note the dramatically different backdrops between the legal battles of the president-elect Trump and Hunter Biden. The former was and is the leader of the political opposition, facing unprecedented criminal charges in new and novel ways. The latter was a drug addict who lied and illegally obtained a firearm. That doesn't include his non-reporting of taxes. But no matter, unburdened by the 2024 presidential election, there's no need to lie anymore. Joe Biden was always going to pardon his son. If you don't know that, then, well, you just don't know Joe. But his explanation for breaking his word will make you do a spit take. Because even by the lofty standards of the left, this level of whatever, I don't know. I don't speak German. It was absolutely astounding. President Biden claimed he had to issue the pardon because Hunter was selectively unfairly prosecuted and Hunter was treated differently from others who commit similar crimes. Really? Go back and reread that last paragraph. It's harder to digest than Aunt Mildred's casserole. Be angry, be outraged, be annoyed, but don't be surprised when people show you who they are. Believe them, because the Bidens have shown us exactly who they are for the last 50 years. Yes. But of course, amazing enough, the AP has a different take on this right here, because as much as they like to show how impartial and how wonderful they are at reporting the news, they say, President Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter on Sunday night, sparing the younger Biden a possible prison sentence for a federal felony, gun and tax convictions, and reversing his past promises not to use the extraordinary powers of the presidency for the benefit of his family, which he's already done. We know his dealings in Ukraine. We already know his dealings with Ukraine and Russia. We already know his son's dealings with Ukraine, Russia, Korea. Yeah, just to name a few. The Democrat president had previously said he would not pardon his son or commute his sentence after the convictions in the 2 cases in Delaware and California. The move comes weeks before Hunter Biden was set to receive his full punishment after his trial conviction in the gun case and plea guilty on tax charges, and less than 2 months before Donald Trump was set to return to the White House. Well, it caps the long-running saga for the younger Biden, who publicly disclosed he was under federal investigation December 2020, a month after his father's 2020 victory, and cast a pale over the elder Biden's legacy. So different reporting from 2 different sources. But then see, it continues on here, and it completely steers away from the direction of talking about Biden, and then all of a sudden it turns into Trump's victory, turns into Trump. Trump. It's all about Trump. All about Trump and his. Like I said, it just goes on and on, and all it is about how horrible Trump is. Amazing how the AP can take one song and twist one story and twist it into something. How bad the Orange Man is. And see, this is what I explained much earlier on in the week, last week, whenever I talked about this BS PR campaign that the 2 fleas are running. That's exactly what I mentioned last week. Exact same thing. They're running PR campaign. These people are doing the exact same thing. You want to see how to effectively run a PR campaign? This is how you do it. But see, the chickens are coming home to roost. A lot of people are really upset about this. And they're going to continue on. They're going to continue spreading that false narrative. Oh, you're going to find out exactly how this is going to go. Yeah, we will. Well, and that right there is how you run PR. You blame everybody else for your shortcomings, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, different level, but same thing. And I've said this multiple times. Whenever you're running a PR, this is how you have to do it. You have to all of a sudden deflect all of the information that you know to be true, and you tell people that's not exactly what's going on. You don't have any idea what's going on. You don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Well, that's because you want. I think the latest one is I should get this right. It's telling me what to do. Good luck with that. Telling me I should go onto their stream and have a sit-down discussion. I don't have any need for that. And you can go F yourself, left ways and Sundays. I don't care what lies they want to spread. I'm going to call them out on it. If they don't like that, that's just tough titty. Because as someone really interestingly said, you think that this is bad right now, the way that they're asking? You think it's bad right now, the way that they're acting? And they are absolutely losing their mind, because it seems to me that their funds have dried up. They're not getting the kind of income that they were a little while ago. And that's starting to dry up, and so the spin is going to get worse. And this week, Jeremy goes into the federal case doing depositions, and guess who he's first up having to sit down and do a talk with? None other than Bubbles. Oh my God, how much you want to bet? Oh, Daddy here, he's got me in his sights. The smear campaigns. Yeah, let's see how that works out for him. As we've seen before, leftist leaders blame the MAGA for swatting calls against Dems. Smolarity. If you don't know who Smollett is, ensues. Remember, what's not It's not good for one side. It's not good for the other. Here we go again. Earlier this week, several nominees to President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet and other high executive appointees were swatted by an unknown person or person. Persons or person, one of the two. Defense Secretary designated Pete Hegseth, United Nations Ambassador designee Elise Stefanik, former Congressman Matt Gaetz, Labor Secretary pick Lori Chavez de Reamer, and several other Trump picks had cops swarm their homes after the potential deadly bomb threats were phoned in. Pete Hegseth says this morning a police officer arrived at our home where our 7 children were still sleeping. The officer notified my wife and I that they had received a credible pipe bomb threat targeting me and my family. We're all safe and the threat has been cleared. We want to thank law enforcement and blah, 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 blah. All said that the police did a masterful job at navigating the fake threats with their responses, which in some previous cases had been deadly. The hope of this person calling in fake bomb threats is that SWAT will be called out. A victim will make a wrong move when their house is swarmed and someone dies. The woman Trump had selected to be his White House press secretary, Caroline Levitt, issued a statement calling the attacks un-American and said they range from bomb threats to swatting. She said, with President Trump as our example, dangerous acts of intimidation and violence will not deter us. And hers was, as last night, this morning, several President Trump cabinet nominees, administration appointees were targeted in violent, un-American threats to their lives and those who live with them. These attacks range from bomb threats to swatting. In response, law enforcement and other authorities acted quickly to ensure the safety of those who were targeted. President Trump and the entire transition team are grateful for their swift action. President Trump and the transition are focused on doing the work of uniting our nation by ensuring safe and prosperous future. With President Trump as our example, dangerous acts of intimidation and violence will not deter us. That's all she had to say. Now, it's unclear, obviously, who committed this act. Indeed, it barely made the news. That's very true. And the Democrats said nothing about the swatting and fake pipe bomb threats. But we got a completely different story when on Thanksgiving Day, some Connecticut Democrats were swatted or pipe bombs were reported at their homes. Of course, no one was hurt, but some were shook up, clearly. Connecticut Representative Jahia Haynes said her local police received an email threat about her home on Thanksgiving morning. And this what her response was. At 7:47 a.m., I was notified by Chief Edward Stevens of Walcott Police Department that they received a threatening email stating a pipe bomb had been placed in the mailbox at my home. State Police, U.S. Capitol Police, the Sergeant at Arms were immediately notified. The Walcott Police Department, State Police responded and no bomb or explosive materials were discovered and the scene was cleared. At the time this investigation is ongoing, I thank law enforcement for their swift attention on this matter. The actions demonstrate there is no place in our country for political violence. On this Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for my family, loved ones, and I plan to spend the day with them and hope you all do the same. May you have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. That's very respectful. But then suddenly, House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries added that the email had been signed MAGA through Hayes, though Hayes had not mentioned that. And of course, this is what the office of him says. These incidents range from detailed threats of pipe bomb placed in mailboxes to swatting, all signed with MAGA at the conclusion of the message. Thanks to swift reaction from law enforcement. But she never mentioned that. So you'll forgive the internet for being slightly skeptical that someone wanted to make America great again would be calling in bot threats. Indeed, social media went completely Jussie Smollett at This Is MAGA Country skeptical. It did seem a bit pat that the man who's been calling Trump supporter MAGA extremist for years would be the only one to report that the emailed threats contained the words MAGA. As Illinois girl Desi pointed out, same guy that's calling us MAGA extremists for the last 2 years, can he prove his claims evilly? They usually can't prove anything. They just make those statements. More PR spinning. While no one on the right demanded more protection that we're aware of, Jeffries demanded a maximum protection for Democrats after the false bomb threats. It's understandable to want to call the local Capitol Police and others to hop on the case. But it does seem an interesting juxtaposition with Biden refusing to give Trump more Secret Service protection, despite the fact that Iran has a hit out on him. Sorry. Tomato. It could be that Connecticut has become MAGA country, that with all the victims being members of that state's congressional delegation, and the fact that Senator Chris Murphy, as well as Representative Joe Courtney, Johanna Hayes, Jim Himes, John Larson, and Rosa DeLauro were targeted in the fake swatting incidents. It's absolutely nothing funny about swatting anyone. With that said, we'd sure like to see that email. Yeah, as we've said before, transparency. Yes, it is. He will be at the courthouse. Bruce will be on Zoom and is being recorded. I know. I cannot wait to cover it. Tonight would be a wonderful night. Tonight will be a wonderful night. And I'm sure he's going to lose his ever-loving mind over that one. I am positive he will be losing his ever-loving mind over that. He is not going to like that whatsoever. Tonight's going to get crazy. Just saying. The morning briefing. Kash Patel's nomination sets off a mass Democrat triggering effect. They don't want Kash in there at all. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. World in troubles. Happy Monday, dear Cruiser Morning Briefing friends. The sine qua non sequitur is collecting empty cranberry sauce cans for charity. We all want to go to Inauguration Day, get to Inauguration Day as quickly as possible while we're waiting for the Biden-Harris nightmare to come to an end. However, Donald Trump is making the transition period entertaining, isn't he? The time between now and January 20th is going to fly by while we're watching the Democrats have new hissy fits every damn day. Trump's sense of time is always impeccable, and he made sure that his big news for the weekend didn't get lost on the holiday noise, waiting until Saturday to make the announcement, which Robert wrote about. The appointment has been rumored ever since Donald Trump was reelected president of the United States, and on Saturday evening he made it official. I'm proud to announce, Trump wrote on Truth Social, that Kash Patel will serve as the next director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This is an extraordinary and highly significant appointment, as Patel has been a harsh critic of the far left, highly politicized, and deeply corrupt FBI. As a thoroughgoing of house cleaning appears to be in the offing, unless the deep state that Patel will be targeting manages to defeat him in a head-on confrontation. I wrote back in last July that I thought that Trump's biggest failure in his first term was not firing FBI Christopher Wray before he left office. Well, hiring Wray in the first place wasn't a very bright move either. Never take advice from Chris Christie. Trump really didn't do much to drain the swamp of the FBI at all, leaving the corrupt people who would make his life and the lives of many others miserable during the Biden years. It's now safe to say that the corruptocrats at the Bureau are aware that there will be some house cleaning. Matt writes in his VIP column that he's thoroughly enjoyed watching the Democrats lose it over Patel. And in another VIP post, Victoria says that the pucker factory in the mahogany paneled suites of the FBI's Barrass's 7th floor has been increased. The biggest meltdown came from John Bolton, who's been in the midst of one long Trump derangement syndrome-induced diaper filling for years now. Like all the other neocons, never-Trumpers, Bolton spends a lot of useful idiot lapdog time with the hacks of the mainstream media. He passed a note to NBC's Kristen Welker, which Robert also covered. Fox News reported Sunday that Bolton, who has been enraged at Trump ever since he was fired from the first Trump administration for advocating that the U.S. get involved in more endless and unnecessary wars, sent a statement about the Patel appointment to Kristen Welker of NBC's Meet the Press. Welker wrote on X, Trump's former national security advisor John Bolton tells NBC News Trump has nominated Kash Patel to be his levity barrier. Fortunately, the FBI is not the NKVD, and the Senate should reject his nomination 100-1. Lick the butter off your fingers and hit that like button. Or hell, even the thumbs down works. I'm cool with either or. Just hit that button. Make it special. Good morning, Rosalind. Good to see you. everything isn't awful. And of course we have love, however, bother. Yeah, there's I'm not going to show that because that'll probably get me in trouble. But again, you can always get more of that from PJ Media, and they do have a discount if you're looking to get more of these stories that I don't cover in the morning. But they are losing their mind over all of this. It is going to be an interesting next 4 years. And when the left freaks out, I get more excited about Trump's second term. I don't think Bruce will keep his cool at all today. If LP and JC are anywhere in the background, they surely won't. That is probably very true. And we will find out. We will find out later today. We'll find out exactly how this goes down. And we will be here for it. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get oh so crazy. You have no idea how crazy it's going to get. It's going to be wild and wacky. Oh my. He is going to lose his mind when this all comes out. Now, if you want to hear the full, we're going to share this really quick because this is pretty interesting. And this right here is the full statement from Joe Biden on his decision to pardon his son Hunter, in case you were curious. Full written statement from President Joe Biden on his decision to pardon his son. Today I signed a pardon. Here, let's see if we can get his voice right. Sorry, that wasn't nice, was it? Today, I signed a pardon for my son, Hunter. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice's Department of decision-making. I kept my word even as I have watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted without aggravating factors like use in a crime, multiple purchases, or buying a weapon as a straw purchaser. People are almost never brought to a trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out a gun form. No, they will. And they would. That's your Justice Department that you've put against people, you asshole. Those who were late paying their taxes because of serious addictions. Dude. What? They are brought to trial over this. Are you an idiot? Oh, that's right. What's good for me is not good for you. But paid them back subsequently with interest and penalties are typically given non-criminal resolutions. It is clear that Hunter was treated differently. No, he was not treated any differently. Welcome to the real world. Your crimes should be prosecuted, but oh no, Joe Biden stepped in and said, well, Trump will pardon himself on day one. No, he's already receiving those charges being dropped because they're ineffective, because they were bullshit charges. Jesus. The charges in this case came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. Then a carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom, with a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing justice to a criminal. With a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process. Had the plea deal held, it would have been a fair, reasonable resolution of Hunter's cases. But he broke the plea deal. That's the thing. They decided to do what they do against everybody. Go ahead. Go without paying your taxes on how many billions of dollars? How big was that tax bill? Oh, you just pardon him of everything and any future crimes and any past crimes that he may have committed. A full, irrevocable pardon of everything. No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's case can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. Wait, No, he was talked about more because he was your son, but he wasn't singled out any different than you had gone after Bernie Madoff. All right. And that is wrong. Yet you did this to Donald Trump, right? Who has been 5.5 years sober. So all through your presidency and partially into Donald Trump's, you decided to go sober. Was that because you needed to make a run for election, so he had to appear sober? But of course, I wonder whose little white substance powder that was found there in the White House. Was that Kamala's? Was it yours? One of your party goers? How about your addicted son? Was it his? I don't know. We'll never find out because they closed that case down faster than your decline. In trying to break Hunter, they've tried to break me, and there's no reason to believe it'll stop here. Enough is enough. For my entire career, I followed a simple principle: just tell the American people the truth. Yeah. They'll be fair-minded. Here's the truth. I believe in the justice system, but as I've wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process and led to a miscarriage of justice. Once again, I made the decision this weekend. There was no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will fully understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. Well, so why haven't you pardoned Donald Trump? I mean, you want to stop the rhetoric. Why don't you pardon Donald Trump of any crimes that you misbelieve that he committed? Why doesn't that happen? I guess it's only good for one side, right? Geez. Good morning. It's fake snow for Christmas preparations. Yeah. That's what it was. It had to be. It was for my wife puts down fake snow on a regular basis, usually around Christmas time, especially for the Christmas Village. She puts tons of that down. God, no, it's not fake snow for Christmas times. Damn it. My wife's is. It's like made of like PVC or something like that. Yeah. Well, of course, he said that multiple times, Angie, that he would never pardon his son. But of course, that became very clear on Sunday. You notice he did it on a Sunday. Yeah. You notice he did it on a Sunday because that is how they operate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself a cup of coffee. Everybody else, I suggest if you drink coffee, tea, or any of the other stuff, go and do the same damn thing. Go get a little bit of coffee. Go get warmed up, whatever it might be. And I'm going to take just a short break. Go get myself a little cup. I'm going to have a good one. Yeah, it's going to be good. Get some coffee. Be right back.
Shizzy, when it's chat we thrive, where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dawn night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gigs and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. From shoutouts to those random screams, to inside jokes and endless memes. We talk and Shizzy, when it's chat we thrive, where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dull night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. From shoutouts to those random screens, to inside jokes and endless memes. In Shizzy, when it's chat we thrive, where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dull night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels like a lit up club. Oh, shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. Ooh, yeah, we come together night and day. We laugh, we play in our own way. A family in a cyberspace, loving hearts in this virtual place. Oh, shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's gonna get really interesting. I just saw someone's message to me. Oh, isn't that special? he can't stand it. I'm his daddy. I'm his daddy, and he hates it. Oh, I love it. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that, Max. I appreciate it. It's just, you are also now called a drunk. Welcome to the club. I think it's all Blubber Buddies. Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. I love it. I'm being called a drunk. So tasty. See, I told you the attacks would come. The attacks would come. They know. Thank you, Max. It's awesome. Well, don't they realize I don't care that they record me? I don't care that they watch me. I actually embrace they watch me. They can't handle it that they're getting beat down. It's not my fault. They hate it. That's lovely. So much. I love it. Oh my God. That just made my day that they are losing their freaking mind. Absolutely losing their freaking mind. Oh, the taste of fun is in the air. They get offenses. They don't know. You should watch. It's a good show. I'm telling you. Oh, we're gonna have a little fun tonight. Wheels in the morning are the best. Oh, I love that. I love it. I can get Rosalind Duke getting a little shake and shimmy. Just gets that. January 20th can't get here fast enough, can it? And I must admit, the left's outrage over Donald Trump's nominees only serves to heighten my enthusiasm, whether it's the appointment of former ICE Director Tom Homan as border czar, Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy as co-chairs of the new Department of Government Efficacy, Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence, or Pam Bondi as Attorney General. The left's outrage over these selections only strengthens their appeal. The hysteria from the left over Trump's potential second term is enough to make any conservative cheer. The latest meltdown centers on Trump's announcement that he will nominate Kash Patel as FBI director. We knew the meltdown would come last week when it was first leaked that Patel was likely to be tapped. Naturally, the left is trashing him. He's been dismissed as a loyalist and a children's book author, anything to push the narrative he's not qualified for the role. They spin apocalyptic yarns about how he'll destroy the Bureau's independence. Take NBC's political analysis. Tim Miller, for instance, he declared Patel the most dangerous nominee that we've yet seen to our democracy. Tim Nichols went even further, calling the pick preposterous and yet extraordinarily dangerous.
About having that type of personality in your next term. It just completely obliterates any recognition or culpability for anyone who was involved in that riot, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Donald Trump's been trying to erase history and retcon that whole business into, just another day in Washington. And unfortunately, he's been somewhat successful trying to memory hole at least some of it. Really? Patel is, and I think Tim is absolutely right when it comes to the danger to our democracy, Patel is about as dangerous as it gets. Not because he's that much of a true believer in anything, but because, and I would recommend that people take a look at a piece that we had about him in the Atlantic. He believes in nothing except serving Donald Trump, except his own interest.
Well, that would be wrong. He believes in serving his country, as he did during Donald Trump's first term. He served his country very well. And that really pisses the left off, because he's unshakable. He got to see the belly of the beast. He talks about how much crap that he saw while he was there, the lies that were being told about Donald Trump. He's called him out on it, said, I was there. These things never happened.
And what you're going to see is Donald Trump creating an administration of people who really don't care about the interests of the United States, that they're
wrong again. He's going to, I think the reason why he is so upset is because he's got someone here that identifies as an American, because he doesn't have to identify as a color of his skin. I think that really annoys them to no end. Because as soon as they get a chance, I guarantee you that they're going to be attacking him based on the color of his skin. Oh, it'll happen.
They're there to build an authoritarian cadre and
really?
Put themselves beyond the reach of the rule of law. And if you want to be beyond the reach of the rule of law, one of the first things you're going to want to capture is the FBI. Because the other thing this says, putting Patel there, it says the FBI is no longer in the law enforcement business.
So what does that say about what the FBI has been doing for the past 2 years, for the past 6 years? How about for the past 8 years, 10 years? How far back do we need to go? How far left is the FBI been? You have to remember, the FBI is the same group of people that have been coming after your firearms, that have been coming after your right to free speech, that have been coming after all Americans. The same FBI has been targeting Americans ever since Bush. Okay. Oh, now they have the Homeland Security, which can take some of the flack, but the FBI has been in charge of this. Same FBI that should have stopped the first assassination attempt on Donald Trump, that should have been involved in that should have had some sort of investigation into these threats, but yet nothing. It's crickets over there. All of a sudden now, whenever they send somebody in there that looks like they're going to do something, now it's horrible.
It's certainly not in the counterintelligence business, which our enemies will be very happy to hear. It's in the business of,
well, and the FBI is not supposed to be into the intelligence business. That would be the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. The FBI would be federal. That would be within the United States. Stop the war on the Americans. Yeah, absolutely.
Protecting Donald Trump, furthering Donald Trump's interests, and making sure that Donald Trump's enemies are investigated and that Donald Trump's friends are given a free pass. I mean, this is...
Well, like Joe Biden just gave his son a free pass on serious crimes, not just some simple crimes, some pretty serious crimes that he committed. Like, and if it was you, I guarantee you would be sitting in prison for the crap that Hunter Biden has pulled. You'd be sitting in prison right now. You would have been tried, convicted, and the key thrown away because of your political beliefs and because you didn't have that last name of Biden. And they keep accusing Trump of saying that he's going to pardon all the January 6 people. That's not what he said. He said he's going to look at each one of them and look at each one of the cases and see which ones would be pardoned. Big difference in presidency there.
It's really...
Now, and if Trump does pardon every single one of them, then I would have to call BS, unless you can prove that each one of these people did nothing wrong.
I suppose if we still had the ability to be shocked, it's shocking, but I think this is something we probably, many of us saw coming, and shouldn't be that surprising, but it's an incredibly dangerous development.
Tom, I'm impressed that you retain the ability to be shocked.
Yeah, that's a perfect stop on that guy's face right there. Perfect stop on that guy's face. Oh, geez. The reaction tells you everything you need to know. Frank Figliuzzi, a former FBI assistant director, slammed Patel's plan to downsize the FBI headquarters by 7,000 employees, calling the proposal ignorant. He warned on MSNBC that such a shift would make America less safe, not more safe, painting a grim picture of the diminished global capabilities and field office mismanagement. He also predicted that a total hijacking of the federal law enforcement system, claiming Trump would use the FBI to target his political enemies. Why is it that so many mainstream media is so lefty? We have the same here in the UK. We have to go to social media to see the truth too. And all that are against the mainstream media get accused of fascists. Well, and that's why you can get a subscription to PJ Media. And there is a discount code. I believe it is still POTUS 47. I believe that is the discount code, and you'd be surprised. Now I got mine at 60% off, and I think it was $20 for a full year, and you can get the same kind of news. So I don't know if they'll allow it over in the UK, but it is there. It is there if you want to get it. And I don't get paid any money by PJ Media. I use their news stories because they seem to be covering this a lot better than the AP. The AP isn't covering jack squat. I mean, the AP is just a bunch of spin doctors, and this is more of their outrage.
Let me start with you, Frank. I mean, this guy clearly has an
oh no, it's fucking Chucky.
axe to grind as well.
Sweetheart, you need to go get some more Miss Clairol to get the gray out of that red hair.
One way of saying it. Let's just talk about what power he would actually have at his disposal for people out there who are wondering, like, what the FBI does and what he would be allowed to control in this.
Now, think about this. If they're complaining about this, that just pay real close attention, because currently you've got hardcore leftists in the FBI. Now, put that into perspective whenever you listen to this and you're hearing this, what kind of power, what kind of control, what the FBI can actually do, and then put that into perspective what they're currently doing, because this goes to show what they are currently doing, and they're afraid that the right is going to do exactly what the left has been doing for how many years now? Listen real closely, because this is what they've been doing.
This job, even if he's in it for 200 days.
Yeah, this axe, so-called axe he has to grind, is really Donald Trump's axe, and he seems quite willing to wield it in whatever direction. He has said, we can take his word for it because he's said it. He said on day one he intends to empty out the 7,000 employees at FBI headquarters. Now, that makes for a great soundbite, but it's ignorant of the role that headquarters analysts and supervisors play in the 30,000 foot level view of the world. You can't just empty out headquarters, put everybody in the field, and tell them to work homicides, which is what he has said. By the way, you lose your global intelligence capacity to see what's going on in transnational crime, espionage, cyber crime across the world, and on and on and on. And then the firing, alleged firing that he intends to do of, say, a top 100 people, one phrase I heard in the Bureau. Well, we still have laws. We still have personnel protections. Now, I know that Donald Trump claims he's going to do away with civil service protections. That's going to result in a huge battle in the courts. So it remains to be seen. But I'll tell you this, if he does want to empty out headquarters and send people to the field and lose that global capacity and view, we're talking about making America less safe, not more safe. If you aren't plugged in to the global capacity of the FBI, you're going to have people working crimes that aren't federal jurisdiction. And then let's say this, all the U.S. attorneys in all the districts across the country are going to be replaced by Donald Trump. If he now somehow interferes with FBI field office operations and management. You're looking at a total hijacking of the federal law enforcement system. That could concern everybody. And as they're pursuing Trump's,
it tells you they've hijacked the federal law system. This is exactly what the left has done. They have hijacked it. Good morning, Captain Kirk. Good to see you. Yeah, completely and utterly hijacked it.
enemies, what are they not doing? Are they not working?
Yeah, no matter who is in government, they will push their agenda. They're too polarized to work together, in your opinion. Absolutely, Iron Rabbit. They will push their they will push their agenda. You are so right with that, sweetheart. Look at this egghead. Yeah, he has an egghead.
That violent gang? Are they not working the corrupt Republican mayor, congressman, and governor in your city, state, county? That's a problem.
Oh, so is that what they're doing? They're going after corrupt mayors now? I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Hold on just a second. I'm about to cough. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Boy, that coffee will break you up, won't it? Former Deputy Director, FBI Director Andrew McCabe chimed in his own brand of hyperbole. Comparing Patel's potential leadership to the FBI's pre-Watergate days, McCabe warned that this was a terrible development for both the agency and the nation. Protecting Trump would turn the FBI into a tool for his political agenda. Let's hear what this McCabe has
Andrew,
to
I just
say.
want to start first with you and just get your reaction to this news tonight.
Yeah, well, it's a terrible development for the men and women of the FBI and also for the nation that depends on a highly functioning, professional, independent Federal Bureau of Investigation. The fact that Kash Patel is profoundly unqualified for this job is not even like a matter for debate.
Actually, McCabe, he's probably more qualified than you ever will be. He's absolutely more qualified than you have any clue of. If you do a little bit of research on Kash Patel, you'll find that he is a very, very well qualified individual, probably overqualified for that position. That's what they're scared of, because he's not an idiot like these guys.
So I think what we should really be thinking about right now is, what does this signal in terms of Donald Trump's intent for the FBI? The installation, or the nomination, I guess we should say at this point, of Kash Patel as FBI director.
Did I receive another Bubbles love letter? No. Oh, I'm going to get to read again, aren't I? Still working on that. Oh no. I've got other people that are going on the defensive and on the attack. I may read those a little bit later on today. We'll see how it goes. We got new ones, and I'm going to have to show those to you, because oh well, it's glorious that they've failed to understand. Shut this crap head up. I call for gorilla tape. Exactly.
Can only possibly be a plan to disrupt, to dismantle, to distract the FBI, and to possibly use it as a tool for the president's political agenda.
As they said, they've been using it
as an
for
organization,
political agenda. That's what they did with Trump. Do you think that was any coincidence that they showed up at his Mar-a-Lago mansion while he was out of town, that they rifled through his family's personal property, that they went looking for something that was found by a judge to be completely acceptable to be there? Every single bit of it was allowed to be there. But oh no. Like, you're telling me the FBI hasn't made it a concerted effort to go after political opponents, then you have not been paying any attention for the past 2 years.
We know what that looks like. This country has been there before, right? The pre-Watergate FBI, the J. Edgar Hoover FBI, struck fear in the hearts of Americans across the spectrum of politicians, people in entertainment, people in the civil rights community, because the director operated at the direction of presidents to collect political intelligence and to utilize the legal authorities, the investigative authorities of the FBI to terrorize and intimidate Americans.
Really? As they said, as I told you, this is what they've been doing for the past, I don't know, 8, 10, 20 years to harass and intimidate Americans. Like I said, all you have to do is listen to what they're going to accuse somebody else of, and you pretty much have their talking points of what they are currently doing.
So the question is that where we're going back to with this
Going back to, no, that's where we've been. That's what we're trying to get away from.
nomination? I would argue that Kash Patel would be the perfect person for Donald Trump.
Well, you drive safe, Iron Rabbit, and it is so wonderful to see you here. And you have safe travels, and happy Thanksgiving.
To nominate if that's in fact his intent for the FBI.
Yeah, but here's the part the media conveniently ignores. Kash Patel is no lightweight. He played a major role in exposing the Democrats' fake Russian collusion narrative. During the first Trump administration, Patel served in several key roles, including Chief of Staff at the Department of Defense, Deputy Director of National Intelligence, and Senior Director of Counterterrorism at the National Security Council. In announcing Patel's nomination, Trump said that the FBI on Patel's watch will end the growing crime epidemic in America, dismantle the migrant criminal gangs, and stop the evil scourge of human and drug trafficking across the border. He added, Kash will work under our great Attorney General Pam Bondi to bring back fidelity, bravery, and integrity to the FBI. That's exactly what the left is worried about. And it is. That has been their biggest scourge. And if you don't believe it, delusional resistant heroes literally believe that they're Jason Bourne tier operatives. The resistant Don Quixotes prove yet again that Ted Kaczynski, aka the Unabomber, was correct in his analysis that the leftist mind is obsessed with bathing in victimhood, even when it's entirely imagined. They live it, they breathe it, they savor it. When they go to sleep at night, they dream of getting shipped off to government work camps by some fascist strongman, their self-identity wrapped up in inexorable and invented persecutions. Via the industrial society in its future, emphasis is added. Many leftists have an intense identification with the problems of groups that have an image of being weak: women, defeated, American Indians, repellent, homosexuals, or otherwise inferior. The leftists themselves feel that these groups are inferior. They would never admit to themselves that they have such feelings, but precisely because they do see these groups as an inferior that identify with their problems. And in parentheses here, it says, we do not mean to suggest that women, Indians, etc. are inferior. We are only making a point about leftist psychology. Feminists are desperately anxious to prove that women are as strong and capable as men. Clearly, they are nagged by a fear that women may not be as strong and as capable as men. Art forms that appeal to modern leftist intellectuals tend to focus on sordidness, defeat, and despair, or else they take an orgiastic tone, I'm not sure what that word means, throwing off rational control as if there were no hope of accomplishing anything through rational calculation, and all that was left was to immerse oneself in the sensations of the moment. As an aside, what a shameful waste of great intellect to devote one's life to solitary existence in a shed in the woods, building and mailing bombs across country woods, when so much good might have come from pursuing a different path. They measure their virtue against each other's, competing to maximize their relative victimhood and ascend, according to further up the social justice hierarchy. White liberal women tend to occupy the upper crust of the middle class, bleeding into the upper class, in particular the most eager to advertise their victimhood and commitment to the cause of the liberation of oppressed minorities, precisely because they know that they are in reality the opposite of oppressed. One would be hard-pressed to argue that modern Western civilization hasn't been built around their whims. The result in these performances like these, in which women adopt the persona of James Bond caliber spy, giving instructions to their clandestine comrades publicly on social media, ironically, regarding how to purchase burner phones from members of targeted groups in towns that are not their own with cash, she emphasizes, so as to avoid the MAGA Gestapo once the roundups start. Yes, these are the insanities of these people right here.
So here's what you're going to do in this last holiday season we have before a Trump presidency.
Whether you travel, whether that's for Thanksgiving or anything else during this time, we are going to stop at a store. It's not in the town where you are from. You're going to go and you will purchase a phone with a minute card with cash. And you will take that phone and wrap it in the most obnoxious Christmas wrapping paper you can find and a really pretty bow. And you're going to give it to somebody within your circle. And at the risk of having to flee, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who find themselves within that demographic. Now, this is the perfect gift to give them because you're giving them a burner phone that people would have very difficult time tracing it back to them. You should they have to flee, take full advantage of the holiday season where they can gift their friends things that might incriminate them should they have to buy it themselves. Yeah. And she does this on social media. Oh, smart one there. She doesn't specify what targeted group she's referring to at the risk of having to flee a Trump administration, but we can guess. Transgenders, assorted alphabet people, legacy front hole women who want abortions at 8 months, non-whites, non-Christians, etc., etc., etc. Will the fever break once Trump assumes office and these people are free to go about their espousing their delusions on social media? Definitely not incarcerated. Only time will tell, but inertia is a hell of a thing. Thank you very much. That is from Ben Barty. He's a Bangkok-based American journalist with opposable thumbs. I love those descriptions. Those are so much. The stupid is strong in that one. Yeah, the stupid is strong in that one. That's not how you go about doing things. They cannot help it. They really cannot help it. Let me see if I can bring this up. There's an interesting one that I want to show you. I've got to intermingle this because there are some people out there that really are having a hard time with keeping things on the up and up here. Let me see if I've got it here. I think I threw it in the trash because it was so trashy. Is that it? No, that's not the one. Let me see. There's another one in here. Ah, there it is. Let's see. That was that. That was that. And nope. Yes, no. I'm looking for this particular one because it was pretty damn funny. And I don't see it. I'll find it here. It was one of the most beautiful comments that I've received in the past. It was not that one. It's not that one. And we're going to, let me see. We're on more. I'll find it. I'll find it here shortly. It might take me a little bit of time to get it. There was someone decided to post something on my YouTube, and I thought it was quite interesting. It was really quite interesting because they had a lot to say, and they really said nothing. I guess is the best way to put it. That's not it. I'll have to show you guys the original post that they took down. They took it down because I guess it was too embarrassing for them. It was too embarrassing for them to actually keep it posted up there. And I was like, "Oh, isn't that heartbreaking for you?" it was, is it, or did I even throw it in the, I thought I threw it in the trash because it was such a garbage post. The original one was such a garbage post. I think it was from yesterday. So let me see if it's still there. No, that's not it. Ah, there it is. There it is. It is this right here. And I'll just so you guys can see the original post, I'll bring it up for you. So this was the original post. The original post was, Shizzy Whiz Nut. Wow, I asked 2 questions. I thought it was very kind to you. Why the rampage? I never asked to be the subject of an effing text. I do not need a book of an answer to let you know I watch your content from beginning to end. Why the huge mountains of molehills? Okay, let's speak to them together. Why not? If there's nothing on either side to hide. Take care, Shizzy, and again, congrats on your viewers. Well, thank you very much, plebs. But they removed that post, and they decided to repost and put something that was just so angry. It said, "Damn, why so aggressive? If your days are not spent vetting material received, then why say or post anything about it? You and your friend just went on mocking and blaming." He's talking about you, Omaha. Went on mocking and blaming people who you do not know and who just found out the truth. I apologize. My writing will be bad from exhaustion. I asked you nicely to cover up my pic and username. You certainly don't have to. Of course I don't. However, I did ask kindly, emphatically, that there's negative content behind it. You don't all know me, so I humbly ask you to please cover it up. Thank you. HG is now 5. Correct. You're right about the fake information being all over this case. I can't wait till it's over and whatever the outcome, I'm sure everyone will be fine. No fighting, love, peace to all you and yours, all in caps. Well, plebs, I did manage to pull that particular one up, and I did respond to it. Because to me, it seemed like, wow, that needed to be responded to in the most calm and collected way. But of course, they really don't even seem to understand what that response is. Because here is my response to lovely plebs. First, let me clarify, I don't spend my days tracking every single move or apology in this ongoing circus. It's not my job to run PR for anyone, unlike some people who seem to have made it their full-time gig. But sure, because initially they're going after DJ Radis. Yes, initially going after DJ Radis. And so this was my response to them telling me that I needed to remove their name and picture, which is clearly right here. This is clearly their picture, clearly their name, posting on the interwebs. And of course, my response to their little rant was, hey, thanks for your message. Oh, let's take a deep breath here. I'm not being aggressive, and there's no need to feel like this is a confrontation. You reached out to me, and I'm just responding to clarify a few things. Let's break this very much down calmly and respectfully. First of all, you mentioned my involvement and why I'm discussing the situation. The reality is when information, especially questionable or potentially fake information, gets circulated in a public space, it's going to be talked about. That's not an attack. It's just part of how online discussions work. If my comments came across as mocking or blaming, they probably were, although I will say it was never my intention towards her personally. My focus has been on the bigger picture of how misinformation spreads, not on individuals who may have been caught up in it. As for your request to cover your picture and username, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate you asking politely, and I acknowledge your concern, but let me assure you, there was no harm intended. Your image and name were part of the public discussion. You were not singled out maliciously until you decided to come on here and tell me what I needed to do. That said, if it's causing you distress, I will consider how I address it going forward. However, please remember that once something is public, it becomes part of the conversation. That's not something anyone can control fully. YouTube cannot remove your picture. You can remove your picture. If you want to have your picture removed, it's really easy. You just delete your picture. I also noted your update. HG is 5 now, and thank you, of course, for that correction. It does not change the broader point, though. Raising funds involving a child in this situation remains a topic that warrants transparency and scrutiny. That's where my concern has always been. Lastly, I appreciate your closing message of peace and understanding. Truly, I wish the same for you. No fight here, and I have no personal animosity towards you or anyone else involved. And if we're all waiting for the situation to reach a conclusion, then let's agree on one thing. Once it's over, we all can move on to focus on better things. In the meantime, no harm was done, and you're welcome to move forward also. Wishing you well. Hope you find some rest, and from that exhaustion, peace to you and yours. Thank you. Thank you. I knew that you guys would enjoy that quite a bit. It seems that they have to come into my chat because they're very upset that their picture, which is public, got publicly pointed out. And they're claiming it's fake. Don't know if it's fake. Where did the fake come from? Don't know. Don't care. You became part of the conversation. As soon as you posted that super chat up there, it became part of the conversation. Whether it's fake, whether it's not, does not matter to me. I said, it looks like it could possibly be fake, but I don't know. If it is fake, where did the fake come from? Don't care. They're welcome to get upset about it. Your own folks over there on the YouTube side of the Kankle twins decided they were going to post that picture also. Go talk to them. If you don't like it, go talk to them. They posted the same damn thing. If you don't like it, tough titty. Have a wonderful day. All you have to do is just jump right on over there and go on shuck on whatever it is that they're handing you. And you can, whether it be a lollipop or whatever it might be. The fake posted fake, got fake called out as fake. Exactly. So you want to come over here. You want to come attack my channel. Go for it. You'll find that there is nothing here that we've said or done that is going to get any of us in trouble. We've done everything on the up and up. And if you don't like it, tough titty. Just remember, I am on their lips every moment of every day. I am their daddy, and they know it, and they hate it. They can't handle it. It is part of what is my channel. And I know they don't like it. I know that they're getting frustrated. Not as frustrated as Camel Toe is getting, because the fallout of Camel Toe's $1 billion defeat, it will be huge. There really aren't enough words to express just how epic of a disaster Camel Toe's defeat was. She raised over $1 billion, ended up millions in debt, and lost every single battleground state. And according to Democrat strategist James Carville, I think they misspelled the name. The fallout of Camel Toe's expensive defeat is going to be a huge problem for the left going forward. Democrat strategist James Carville continued his criticism of Vice President Camel Toe's campaign, this time arguing the massive spending will carry massive consequences for the party going forward, reports Mediated. Harris' campaign reportedly spent $1.5 billion. A number of critics have honed in on following her election defeat to Donald Trump. On the Politics War Room podcast this week, Carville predicted stricter campaign audits and fundraising struggles going forward as the party attempts to explain the costly campaign. The resistance is going to have trouble raising money. These fundraisers are burnt, Carville explained to podcast co-host Al Hunt. They're really pissed now. James Carville added the damage to the Democrat branding during the 2024 campaign and the past decade almost unfathomable. He criticized reckless campaign spending and revealed that the DNC plans stricter audits moving forward. Carville also said he was asked to run for DNC chair but has no interest in the role. I have people that are contacting me to run for DNC chair. Promise you I am not going to get in the middle of that, he said. But I would say policy number one is we're going to audit everything. We're going to audit the campaign. We're going to audit Future Forward. We're going to audit the DNC so people can know. Well, and this is something that the Gankle twins need to start thinking about. They need to run an audit on their system of running a fundraiser. Just saying. But I'm telling you, without complete transparency, the campaign, we think, raised $1.5 billion. Okay, we know that the Future Forward we last saw was $900 million. So we can assume that they got to $1 billion before election. That's $2.5 billion. Carville questioned where all the money in Kamala Harris's campaign went, suggesting it was overly influenced by lobbyists eager to capitalize on the campaign's rapid cash influx. I promise you this, the amount of money and the amount of lobbyists that were involved in this campaign is staggering. James Carville is absolutely right. The financial fallout of Kamala Harris' catastrophic campaign, the campaign that left billionaires who poured staggering amounts into the Harris-Walz ticket, believing she had a legitimate shot, blindsided, despite raising over $2.5 billion, which included nearly $1 billion through the Future Forward PAC. The campaign still incurred millions of dollars in debt and failed to win any battleground state. These donors was misled into funding a doomed effort, which is likely to have far-reaching consequences moving forward. These big money backers will think twice before throwing cash at political causes, particularly Harris. The loss of confidence in her ability to deliver will be the biggest obstacle to any potential presidential comeback, effectively closing the door on her future ambitions, but the party overall is going to struggle for quite a while. Did Gankles get permission from YouTube to run a fundraiser? I'm sure it's all on the up and up. Every single thing they do is on the up and up. Oh, all you have to do, Volstorm, if you want to find out, is you can go onto their little podcast thing, and you can talk with them, and they will show you the proof. That's all you have to do. Yeah, that's the message that I'm getting, is they want me to show up and have a sit down and a talk with them. Why? Because their PR campaign is failing. That's the problem. It's no different than Camel Toe's little network of BS. Their campaign is failing miserably. They're losing people left and right. The funding is getting cut off because people are starting to question where that money is coming from and where it's going. And I told you they would ramp this crap up. I told you exactly what they were going to be doing, that they were going to ramp this garbage up. I told you that it was coming. I told you it was all going to become about, oh, woe is me. The attacks are so horrible against me. Yeah, this is the very important part that a lot of people fail to understand. This campaign that they're running, it could be totally legit. It could be absolutely, they could be right on the up and up. But the thing is unless you donate, we're not going to show you. That doesn't sound really good. If you think about this, if you're wanting more people to donate to it, if you really want more people to donate to your campaign, you provide full transparency across it. That way you get new influx of people coming in that are just like, I think this is a worthwhile cause. I'll donate to it. But oh no, it's only if you donate, then they'll show you the receipts. Does that sound a little fishy or not? If I'm not mistaken, there was some chick not too long ago that was running a campaign that people were donating into, her and her boyfriend, they both got 5 years. Well, one got 4 years, the other one got 5. And the guy that was involved in it got time served also, I think he got 4 years. Yeah, because they were running a fundraising scam. And the only problem is the people that are funding something like this, if they are running a scam, the problem that they're going to run into is they're not going to receive their money back. See, GoFundMe, whenever they found out it was a scam, they refunded their money back to them. To all those people, all those donors that donated money, received in full. How much money have they raised so far? Don't know. Don't care. It's not up to me to decide. It's up to those people that are donating to it to decide where that money goes and how much money goes into it. It is those people that are donating to it can donate to whatever cause they want to. I can't control their funding. All I'm doing is calling it out. And it seems to me that they're very upset that they got called out on their BS PR campaign. Maybe because the funds are drying up. I don't know. Can we get a transcript? Can't stand to listen to them. Don't really care. See, that's the thing. I really don't care. I don't have to watch them to know what kind of crap is going on. I saw enough of them to basically fill a couple of like large sacks. And it's not fun. It's not fun listening to them. It's up to you. If you want to listen to them, if you want to go over there and campaign for them or campaign against them, it matters not to me. I don't suggest harassing them. I suggest just let them dig the hole and bury themselves. The truth trolley is going to come rolling in, and pretty soon they're going to find out that it wasn't all that it was cut out to be. And I can pretty much guarantee within the next year, you're probably going to see the people that are highly supportive of these kinds of little attacks and crap like that will get called out. All the fake stuff is going to get called out. All the garbage is going to get called out. All the money being spent in one way or the other is going to get called out. It's going to be shown. Those people are going to find out very, very quickly how the law works. And I don't have to do anything. I don't have to call anybody. I don't have to turn anybody in because it all comes out in the wash. It all comes out in the wash. How deep is the hole? Oh, the hole goes deep. The hole goes very deep. And, I think Yamaha said it perfectly the other day. All of this is glossing over the fact that there is a person that called for violence on a child, and the fleas are absolutely supporting it. They support it 100% wholeheartedly because you don't know the situation. So there you go. A fool and his money are soon parted. Yes, and that is exactly what will be happening for quite some time. That is what will happen quite some time. But we've got this next story that is sure to be hitting pretty hard. Justice will be served. Peanut the squirrel's owners seek revenge. In the final days and weeks of the 2024 presidential election, it often seemed as if a motley crew of characters came together to help Donald Trump solidify his win. One of the most unusual election influencers may have been Peanut, aka Peanut, an eastern gray squirrel whose mother was hit by a car in 2017. The New York resident, Mark Longo, found him, raised him, and turned him into a little social media star with over 500,000 Instagram followers. As Peanut's popularity grew, Longo and his partner moved to Pine City, New York, and started Peanuts Freedom Farm Animal Sanctuary, an animal rescue organization that they say has helped over 300 animals so far. However, they allegedly didn't have the proper licensing for wildlife rehabilitation, and it's illegal to have a pet squirrel in New York because the nanny state insists you need a license for practically every freaking thing these days. Of course, we all know by now that some nosy Karens reported Longo and Peanut to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservatism, whatever. I mean, who can blame them? I would never be able to sleep peacefully at night knowing my neighbor had a pet squirrel. What a menace to society. About a week before the election, they seized Peanut along with rescued raccoon named Fred in a 5-hour raid of Longo's home. The terrified squirrel bit an NYSDEC staff member So both animals were killed to test for rabies. Over the next few days, Peanut turned into a symbol of the big government overreach that people are tired of. And J.D. Vance even spoke about him at a Trump rally.
I know Don's fired up about Peanut the squirrel. We were on the way down here from Cincinnati. He was like, is it really the case that the Democrats murdered the Elon Musk of squirrels? And I said, yeah, it sounds like, have you seen the videos of this squirrel? He's a genius, or he was, unfortunately, but the same government that doesn't care about hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrant criminals coming into our country doesn't want us to have pets. The craziest thing.
Yeah, that's what J.D. Vance had to say. And now, thank goodness, Longo is seeking justice for his little furry friend. Earlier this week, he and his partner filed a claim stating that they intend to sue the state of New York for numerous violations, including unlawful search and seizure, violation of the freedom of speech, emotional distress, and lost wages. The killing of Peanut and Fred was not due to fear of rabies, but rather was a senseless act of violence perpetrated by government officials, an obscene demonstration of government abuse, and an overreach of government power, this statement claims. The Post also states that Longo claims he was following all of the state regulations involved in setting up an animal sanctuary and was working on the final permit required. Longo took to social media to say justice will be served, and he plans to bring followers along while he avenges the death of his beloved animals. You'll get a lot of information moving forward, and it's all going to shock you, he said.
Hey, everyone. I just wanted to start by saying thank you from the bottom of my heart for everybody coming together for this cause. The amount of support and love that you all have shown my family is nothing short of incredible. Peanut, Fred, your voice was heard around the world, and I cannot thank you all enough for having that accomplishment. Justice is a big word here. You guys came together to make sure that this story didn't go unheard. It didn't go under the rug. The government's not going to get away with this. Justice will be served for not only Fred and Peanut, but animals moving forward, people moving forward. We will show the world that it is not okay to overstep boundaries. Justice will be served. This week will be a monumental movement for all of us, and I will keep you posted on exactly what that means. You will get a lot of information moving forward, and it is going to shock all of you. But I hope it makes everybody come together. And I never want you guys to forget about the word justice when we move forward with this.
Yeah, coming after Peanut. Personally, I can't wait to see Longo take on my nanny state. Everyone whose God-given rights are violated should, and there are very few things I love more than the idea of a small government that stays out of my business, except maybe animals. I have numerous pets of my own, 23 at the moment. That's way too many for me. And while I've never dealt with anything like this, I'm infuriated on Longo's behalf. About a month ago, I was sitting outside with some of them one evening when a neighbor unruly dog ended up on my property, wreaking havoc on my little hobby farm. While I managed to save most of my animals, I had to watch as that dog ate my favorite chicken, Esther, right before my eyes. It was horrifying. The neighbor's reaction was a bit infuriating. It felt like such a violation of my private space, my sanctuary. I can only imagine what it feels like when someone else whose salary you pay comes in and executes something so near and dear to you. And that was from Sarah Anderson, who works as a freelance writer for a journalist for 15 years. When she's not writing, you can find her hanging out on her small farm, swimming, traveling, obsessing over a football game, or listening to Tom Petty. Hopefully you don't follow one of those other teams. All right, let's address some of you guys here in chat. Turns out YouTube allowed you to monetize a video song, pretty much calling the fleas Bruce and everyone else on that side a retard. It's a win for free speech. Isn't it amazing? That's good to see. That's good to see. And somebody had something here that I found very interesting. Can't believe how many people sent gift cards not knowing where the money is going to be used. It's just madness. But that is entirely up to them how they want to spend their money. It is amazing that people are upset about that. They can lose their money however they want to. The gift cards were earmarked for offense, so the gift cards were cashed in with a great to-do for offense materials. Okay. But you have to understand that if you're trying to raise money, all of the funds that are coming in that have supposedly been earmarked for things should be listed. That right there gets people to donate more. This is how you do a fundraiser. If they're doing a fundraiser, they're doing it in the most shitey way you can possibly do a fundraiser. If people understands running a fundraiser, you want to make sure it's transparent to everybody. So there's no question where the money's going. Nobody asks any questions. The problem is there's so many people that, because the way you run a PR team is you get the heartstrings tugging. You're like, oh, woe is me. This is so horrible. I need to do something. Oh, the garbage that was spread about, and I talked with Jeremy, and he has said, and he made it publicly known, there was nobody in the world that was keeping that child from showing up at the Christmas on the Creek. Nobody was stopping the child. The parents were not allowed to be there. Anybody else could have brought that child. They were not allowed to be there by law. They could not be there. That upset them a whole lot. That made them very angry. But they've made it to sound like Jeremy said, no, the child can't come. No. And that's why they're raising money. Jeremy said, no, that's not the reason why. Also, Jeremy has his stuff publicly available by law to put out there where their fundraising goes, how it's being spent, what it's being spent on. They have an accountant that handles all of that stuff. They just turn it in. So whenever people get all upset and bent out of shape, and I'm not saying that the fleas are doing anything illegal. Doesn't matter if they are or not to me. That is your money. You're welcome to donate it however you want to. All I'm saying is most fundraisers, most common sense fundraisers are going to show where that money is going and how it's being spent, because whenever people see that cause is good, not just my word for it, but actual documentation, they're more than likely going to donate to the same. They're going to say, absolutely, you've raised X amount of dollars. I'm willing to throw in my extra $20, no questions asked, or $10 or $5 or $1, whatever they're donating to it. That is entirely their prerogative to do. I'm just saying, whenever you don't have it being shown, it becomes a little sketchy. That's it. She knows how to send people to buy Jeremy's stuff any other time, and how it seems the child can be around anyone. And LT illness isn't there that made money capable of being shown. I don't know. Like I said, I got no control over what they do. It's not my problem. All I am saying is that at some point, it's all going to come out in the wash. And I'm just going to be here on the sidelines, sipping my coffee, and watching this stuff happen, because that's the way that it goes. It's no different than watching the politics. I have little say in who Donald Trump presents, who he doesn't present. I have little control over Joe Biden pardoning his son. I don't have any control over any of that. The only thing I have control over is my own actions. That's it. That's it. Oh my gosh. Emboldened manosphere accelerates threats and demeaning language towards women after U.S. election. This is from the AP. Let's break this down for a little bit. Chicago. Well, there's your first problem. In the days after the election, Sadie Perez began carrying pepper spray with her around campus. Oh my God. These people are idiots. Manosphere is turning men into horrible people. The Global Project Against Hate and Extremism. Yeah, all of these people right here. They're part of the diversity, equity, and inclusion crowd. That is where they are. I don't have a whole lot of desire to read it because I think that they're full of absolute garbage. It's amazing to me that they want to accuse men of being hateful and spiteful, but yet the whole time you have these idiots out here that are getting all but hurt over these things. Here's this guy is a perfect example of how to question people. Listen.
Your other reasons for voting for Harris rather than him?
Probably the next on the list is assault of E. Jean Carroll. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big deal. That's not a very forgivable act.
His what?
His assault on E. Jean Carroll. He was liable for defaming her for his sexual assault on her in a dressing room.
When did this occur? I'm not familiar with this. You have to catch me up on this.
I'm not very knowledgeable myself, but he was held criminally liable for defaming her. So he was criminally liable for sexual assault.
When did he sexually assault her?
Oh, years ago, many years ago. I don't know. There's audio clip of him discussing the event. Actually,
there is. So okay. Yeah. So, is there any evidence of him sexually assaulting her? You said there's an audio clip of him discussing it.
Yeah, of him discussing the exchange he had with her.
And he says I sexually assaulted her.
I mean, who says that? No. So he describes the event.
How did he describe the event?
I mean, this is something that is available. I would say that you want to look it up. I mean, again, I'm a layman. I only know what I have heard.
So what is the?
But he has like an $80+ million judgment to pay to her when he defamed her and denied that he did that.
So what is the evidence that you have heard that has convinced you that he is guilty of this? Because surely you've heard evidence if you think.
No, it's the judgment. It's just the judgment. The judgment that he has to pay, and then he had to pay again.
So you think he's guilty because there was a judgment saying he was guilty. So you're saying he's guilty.
Yeah. That's my assessment. When someone is convicted of a crime, unless there is overwhelming evidence to the contrary, it's difficult not to believe. I mean,
so you don't go with innocent until proven guilty. You go with unless there's overwhelming.
No. I do go with innocent until proven guilty.
You are guilty.
I go with innocent until proven guilty, but there was a guilty verdict rendered. So guilty until guilty.
There was a guilty verdict rendered that Trump sexually assaulted someone.
No, that he was criminally
so he was liable, not sexual assault.
The topic is sexual assault, though. Like he's denying that he did.
If I'm guilty, if I'm judged guilty of libel, I'm not being judged guilty of sexual assault. You could say what I said in my libel case was in regards to sexual assault, but that's different. Do you see the difference?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I see the difference. But
why would you characterize him? You just a moment ago you said because of his sexual assault.
No, because of his criminal liability, his libel.
You just said he assaulted this woman.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So what are you basing that on?
I'm basing that off the criminal judgment.
Of libel?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
The context of that. The context of that is, I mean, this is very available. Like the context of what occurred and why he's liable. I mean, can you tell me why he's liable? Like, you don't know the subject.
I'm not accusing him of being guilty of sexual assault. I'm saying he's innocent until proven guilty. That's why I'm looking for what proves him guilty.
What proves him guilty of being liable is the judgment. That's the only thing he's guilty.
So he's guilty of libel. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. But he is also guilty.
But if we rewind the tape, you'll see where you said,
that's not a very forgivable act.
His what?
His assault on E. Jean Carroll. He was liable for defaming her for his sexual assault on her in a dressing room. Perhaps I misspoke, but he is criminally liable.
Okay.
Where the context of that is sexual assault.
I don't want to bug you. This is just like what I do. This is like
no. Fair enough. I mean, no. I think it is. No. Good on you for making sure that we're being accurate with the things that we're talking about. I mean, isn't this one of the bigger challenges that we experience when we have conversations? Is that our minds make connections to things that are hard to parse out. And I don't claim to be an expert or a person. I'm doing my best to navigate the world.
Yeah. What else? So we've gone through 2 points.
Yeah.
What's your other biggest reason for voting for Kamala Harris or Trump?
Oh, I think that I'm 37, and when I look at
the economic prosperity of the country. When it's Democrats, it follows, we follow prosperity, and when it's Republicans, it follows.
What are you basing that on?
I'm voting for either Trump or Harris. And when I saw Trump in office, as an example of what he accomplished, he did two things that I measure as pretty impactful. He raised the deficit higher than it's ever been before, and he raised my taxes. Me personally.
Trump raised your taxes?
Yeah, he sure did. The Trump tax plan is the reason why I'm paying so many taxes for the last couple of years. Yeah, I think this is the last year.
So what are your thoughts on J.D. Vance and Trump talking about they want to completely get rid of income tax? Does that not interest you?
I don't know enough about the consequences of that to comment. I don't know if that has.
But you're concerned about tax. You just said Trump raised your taxes. And
that's right.
They're saying they would like to lower taxes, but you're voting for.
Well, hold on.
Harris.
Income tax, as I understand it, pays for a lot of things, and I'm not sure.
What taxes did he raise?
He raised
your income tax.
I suppose my income tax. Yeah,
I'm not sure that that's accurate. I'll be honest.
Well, I don't know if that's the direct funder. Maybe there are other sources.
I'm not sure he raised income tax on your income bracket, because I imagine we're in the same income bracket. I don't think that's necessarily true. I'd have to verify that. Do you have anything to verify that?
Well, so much of how I navigate the world is based on what I hear. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Like, I feel like it's a little disingenuous for the everyday person to say anything different. I mean, we hear things, and does it stand the test of your personal experience, or does it hold up to scrutiny? I think there's a reasonable amount of things that come at us where you're making some pretty healthy assumptions, or even often unhealthy assumptions. I think that's fair. I am very open to thinking new things, to having new information be introduced.
So if we were to look into this and say and discover, oh, Trump did not actually raise your taxes. He actually would like to lower them. If we were to dig into this and realize,
that would change my mind on
sexually assault this woman. Okay, you said some things. He's guilty of libel. That's it. What was the first thing? Oh, if you were to dig into the election thing, and you were to say, okay, he believes there were shenanigans. Okay, but he steps down from power. Okay. If we were to get rid of all that stuff, you would change your mind.
There really aren't any obstacles in my way for
you would vote for Trump.
Well, I am not a big fan of Harris. I mean, I'm like, there's just stuff that you can't really criticize because you got two choices. And when and in the same way that CNN or whoever can ask questions or constantly talk about someone in a negative light, if I called the question, the decisions. I mean, it's a binary choice, unfortunately. So, but yeah, if all those things were to be satisfied, but the challenge there is that his denial of the election is, it's 4 years.
Yeah, I get that. You're not going to really be able.
That's a tough one to get over.
But let's just with the tax thing though. But if you were to look into the tax, because that's important to you, if you were to look into if that was actually false, that would change your mind.
Oh yeah.
All right, you can turn it down now. I've unmuted it myself, so that way you guys could turn it up to hear that. All right. Something I want to address here really, 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 really quick. And this is something that the DJ Rada said. Tried calling the courthouse. Turns out I have to contact Levy County Sheriff's, blah, 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 blah. All right. I don't know the law there in Florida. Okay. But here's a suggestion. Here's a suggestion. As I said, I'm not an attorney. You may want to speak to an attorney on this one. If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong on this, but you don't have to wait to get served. You can go down and file an answer. Okay. Just as if you had been served. You can file an answer to whatever it is, whatever somebody tried to serve you and was unable to serve you. You can actually pull up the documents because I'm pretty sure they're online. You can go pull up the documents and you can file an answer to all of that as if you had been served. That could take the wind out of their sails. I'm not an attorney, but I think you can do that. And you can basically just put it as have been served. I'm not sure of the correct verbiage for that, but you don't have to wait on them to come and serve you. you can actually respond to it. So that way, if they ever do come and start harassing you or giving you a hard time, you can say, no, the response has already been filed. Sure, I'll take your papers or whatever it is, but yeah, you don't have to wait for them to serve you. You can actually file a response as if you had been served. I could be wrong. You might want to talk to an attorney about that, someone that can give you good legal advice on this. But like I said, I think you don't have to wait for them to serve you. I could be wrong. Like I said, it could be wrong, but that's what my suggestion would be, is talk to an attorney, ask them if you can actually do that. If you can go down and file an answer, that's what I would do. I mean, I would, like I said, I would talk to an attorney and see if that was possible. BBB isn't good at taking directions or receiving instructions or criticism or discipline from, don't know, the bar 10 years ago when he cried conspiracy on crap and cheese. We're going to be going over a little bit of that tonight. We're going to be going over some of that. I'll invite my favorite to see if he wants to come by and join in, which would be Yamaha. I also may send the invite out to another fine person. We'll see how that goes. Probably a couple of people. See what their thoughts are on me breaking down Bubbles' little mac and cheese garbage debacle. Can each person being sued ask for a separate trial? I don't know. If it once it's all bundled in there, you've got your name on that particular document or whatever it might be, and you're involved in it. I mean, you could file to have you removed from said case. That they're but you would have to show cause. I'm pretty sure that you'd have to show cause why your name shouldn't be included in this particular lawsuit, and they would be welcome to come after you in another way. But you can get yourself removed from a case. Just you have to show proof that there would be no reason to have you in that particular case. But if you are looking to get served, I would say file an answer. Cut them off at the legs. I could be improper in saying that. I could be improper in saying this, but there's if I'm not mistaken, you're able to do that. You're able to do that. And I did find this one pretty interesting here. You'll get a kick out of this.
Hey, why are hurricanes normally named after women?
Because we're the strong ones. We're women power.
No, because when they come, they're wet and wild. And when they go, they take your house and car.
Are you kidding me?
Totally accurate.
No, just no. You're an idiot.
I knew you would like that. And of course, Tim Walz's little daughter. This is what she had to say.
My sweater is from Old Navy. I've got big baggy black jeans that are from Free People. And thank you to everyone that pointed out that Free People, Anthro, and Sephora are all big donors to the Republican Party and Donald Trump. Good to know. I will take that into account in the future. Keep holding me accountable like that, because I genuinely didn't know, and that's great. My sweater is from Old
I joke not. That's exactly what she had to say. Oh my God. So crazy. But I do have another one that you're probably going to find pretty interesting here. If you're in the land down under, you guys can confirm whether this is true or not.
Australia Day parties will be banned from hundreds of pubs next month after a hospitality group revealed it's cracking down on celebrations. Live to Today Queensland reporter Andrea Crothers in Brisbane. Andrea, all major cities will be affected.
Yeah, Jane, if you want to celebrate Australia Day in Brisbane in 2025, you might have to look elsewhere, because here at the Regatta, they won't be acknowledging it. Australian Venue Co. owns around 200 of Australia's pubs and bars across the country. Almost half of them are here in Queensland. So venues that will be affected in Brizzy along with the Regatta include the Wickham as well as the Boundary Hotel. If you're in Melbourne, the Espy as well as the Duke of Wellington and Garden State are also on the list. Why are they doing this? Well, there's a statement released from a spokesperson for Australian Venue Co saying that Australia Day is a day that causes sadness for some members of our community. So we've decided not to specifically celebrate a day that causes hurt for some of our patrons and our team. Now, this is likely to be met with open arms from some people, but we know this is always a controversial and divisive topic. Indigenous leader Warren Mundine out in News Corp papers today describing it as a joke. He wants people to actually now boycott these venues. This is just the latest major company to make this move after Woolworths and Aldi decided to ban the sale of merchandise earlier this year. Jane.
Andrea, thank you.
I don't know if that's true or not. That could be. Okay. Hey, Lefty, how's it going? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But speaking of woke and gay, this should disturb everyone. Just here, I'll post this up here and put a banner here because this is going to be. This one's going to be very disturbing. Just saying, this is going to be very disturbing. I've got it muted so you don't hear the music, but you should be really worried. Now this right here is an automatic sperm extractor machine. It helps donors who are too embarrassed to masturbate in hospitals. How many times do you think he tested this machine? It's invented this machine to help male patients extract sperm for donations and medical analysis without stimulating themselves manually. The Chinese company says the hands-free device replicates the human vajayjay in terms of temperature, wetness, and amount of light. The device also has adjustable height, speed, and force to mimic intercourse. Videos of the machine have gone viral. One clip racking up more than 4.4 million views and leaving some people confused and amused. The sperm extractor was introduced to Chinese hospitals in 2010 during years of government calls for more sperm donors. Dr. Sheng says the machine is more efficient than masturbation, but cannot exactly stimulate the human vajayjay. The device may not fit as well as compared to human beings. After all, it's made out of plastic and metal. The company sells approximately 10,000 machines every year for $13,000 each. The company has sold the device to clinics in the U.S. and in Germany, Russia, and France. The portable sperm extractor could be the next device in the near future. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Oh my God. Donate every May. Don't know how to play euchre. It's for all those that don't know how to play euchre. That's so bad. Oh my God. She's gonna stroke up before the story is over. That's so bad. Well put, Captain Kearns. Just like it kills me. Oh my God. I pity the cleaner. My born again virgin eyes. He stated he worked 2 years as a law clerk, not a chief law clerk. I don't know what that. Oh, I guess that's more bubble stuff. He's the name of the company, Perps Aura. You guys are killing me. Oh my God. You guys are killing me. Man, oh man, oh man. No, it'll be I don't understand. But this is like just no. Stop. Good morning, Squid. How you doing? How you doing? It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, yeah. This is what you come to expect from morning streams. Sperm extractor. Oh, God. Oh, Shamanic Blur buddies will sell it on their lives. That's so bad. The machine's called Tickle Me Elmo. I'm sure they'll accept whatever you want to call them. Shizzy, do I have a story for you? Ooh, I love stories. I love stories, Squid. I love stories. Wow, just wow. Send me whatever story you got, Squid. I love stories. They're awesome. The penis rocks aren't getting a firm response. That's so bad. That's so bad. Oh my God. The amount of crazy that I'm seeing. Well, I'll have some news stories for you tonight, but tonight we'll probably be going over something fun and interesting. You're gonna find it humorous and probably quite enjoyable as you watch him read. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But here's the thing. In this whole YouTube drama thing that we're running into, it is exactly that. It's YouTube drama. There's going to be people that are angry and frustrated because their bullshit is getting called out. And tonight, that's what the plan is to have a little bit of fun, make it funny again, and keep the sperm extractors busy. Oh my God, this is so bad. Oh my God, where the warped can truly be warped. No, I do have some fun stuff for you guys planned tonight. I don't think as far as I know, I think that we are canceling out the Derailed Men show tonight because not everybody can be there. So we're just sort of putting that on hold, on the back burner. But if I do get reached out to, I'm totally up for it, and I can reschedule what I planned for tonight. We'll see how it goes. But I don't know if we're going to be doing that tonight, just because everything else is so busy and hectic with everything else going on. Also the holidays. Keep doing this shit, Jesse. I'm never going to get my projects done. I'm easily distracted. Ooh, shiny things. Don't order one of these. They're 13,000, dude. You can do this all on your own. You know, when I tell my wife I'm going to the gym for a work, just going to the gym for a workout. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Do you think it'll shuck the corn? Oh God, that's a corn shucker. That's what that is. Oh, can he put cable just for the sake of God? You guys are killing me. Oh, you guys are so bad. You guys are so bad. Polish those blueberries. Creamed corn. 13K well spent. Fine corn shucker. And the corn cobs come out. Oh, it would make another good Shane Gillis skit. Yes, it would. That is absolutely true. Oh my God. Oh, it's too much fun. It's too much fun. It should be criminal, the amount of fun we have over here. Really, it should be criminal, but it's not. Unfortunately for some people, I guess, because they like criminal. They love bordering on that criminal kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, it is hilarious to me. Why is that turned off? No, see, I've always been amazed whenever I start these things. I always turn on the monetization, but for whatever reason, it removes the monetization. They hate me. They really do hate me. I love it. I love this space. It is an absolute blast. And the fun that we've been having is even better. Yeah, for whatever reason, it didn't have my intro video, didn't have anything else going on. Let's see what we got here. We got, look and see where I'm going to send all you fine folks. It looks like, oh, that's right. Today, you guys, is the Sarah Boone sentencing. So that is going to be happening. So that'll be one of the other things that we're going to be covering today is the Sarah Boone sentencing. We've got Mr. Medicare's internet deep dive. Ooh, that one's going to be good. We got Mornings with Mo, and that's probably where I'm going to send all you fine folks. I don't see anybody else that's currently going on. Memes up also. Go and show them some love. You're going to have to do a rewatch Diva and the White Rabbit. You made it worse. You should be mocked endlessly, Yamaha. Endlessly. You know that it's true. Everyone, we will see you tonight. Have a wonderful day, and make sure that you give a little bit of love to Mo. Send her some love, thumbs up, and let's get her channel up and growing even bigger than it already is. Let's make her smile. Everybody have a
bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Early morning, rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
That is